Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, April 10th, at least on the side of the world that I am on. Welcome
to the Shattering
of the Shattering. And I'm Chris Lotus, and I'm joined with, heard him in the background,
the one, the only, Siren Richardson, back at it again with the Shattering.
So, let's get right into it.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Let's get right into it. This week's trailer.
It's,
Wow.
something. We got Angie Mito. It's crazy. No, but
No, we finally saw it.
yeah. We
I
got.
don't know why you said that though.
We got Mai, which I did predict. I obviously didn't have a ton of evidence, but it's Mai. I mean, she's gonna get revealed early on. It's kind of a given. And
he's being modest. You called this on the last episode of The Shattering. You didn't see the silhouette, and you were like, "Oh yeah, it's Mai." This was even before the silhouette came out.
well, yeah. I mean,
Like, you made the grandest of grand predictions there.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It just kind of worked out. But
By the way, Shuichi and Jose are in the chat, two of our most faithful viewers.
yeah.
Glad to see y'all yet again. So, what'd you think of the Mai trailer?
Well, we got the character. I got some interesting comments on my video, but I probably shouldn't say those because, oh boy, were they more wild than what Chief Red Star said about King. But
comments? Because you showed me one some time ago. Like, you showed me one.
the other
I
one
didn't
was
know there were multiple.
there was one from my cousin, and he said he didn't say something nearly as lewd as what this guy said. But man, I just wasn't expecting it, and I just broke out into laughter when I saw it. I'm not gonna say it because
The funny thing about it is, we were talking about King last time. Here I am talking about you were like, I'm not gonna say it. Here I am like, look, let me say it then. And then lo and behold, if you saw my reaction, which my apologies again for y'all for it coming out a little bit late, but I tried to make it fun at least. Make it a little bit more fun to make up for that. But I was like, I want to say some things, but I don't want to say them out loud. So look at me just retreating back into my turtle shell. But I mean, since you mentioned Chief, which shout out to Chief Red Star, I promise you all, I'm not saying you, Siren, or either one of you, like, in everybody in the chat doesn't believe me, but I swear when I did my reaction video, I was not trying to mock Chief, okay?
I didn't even catch on to it until you put it up there. I'm like, oh.
Well, you know, like, Chief is like, yep. So, I mean, whenever I do reactions, like, I just go straight in, you know what I'm saying? And I mean...
Yeah. I think I did something similar
like,
to that too. I didn't say the same thing. I think I said something similar to one of your intros, and then I didn't catch myself until I was in editing. I'm like, wait a minute.
Same thing here. I mean, I was like, whoop. So... But hey, I hope you all like the 10-second musical jingle bit there that
I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't. It was pretty funny. Got a chuckle out of me.
To make it fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it fun. And plus, I mean, much like it was with Terry, so many references to, oh, you know, what was it? Masaru Sakurai telling us like, oh, we want good little boys to play Smash Then, and I brings a lot of good boys. Whatever he said. Let me stop, Miss Courtney. You would know better. Like, what exactly did he say? What exactly did
He
Joshua Hart
said,
say about having Maya in
"Oh,
Smash?
okay, I can quote it relatively closely to what he said from what I remember, but it was like, the Super Smash Brothers series is for good boys and girls of all different ages, or something like that." This was like before I even knew what KOF was at the time, and then
Right.
I saw Mai when I picked up 13. I'm like, okay, I get it.
So, you were familiar with the DOA series, but
My roommate got he got like an old he got like an Xbox 360. We were never able to get DOA working for some reason, but I know mine Kula got at it, and I thought
you've seen clips though. Like you've seen clips, right?
it's been so long, but yeah, there's like this American girl who's like wearing cowboy boots and like a star and stripe. Yeah,
that was Tina Armstrong. She was a wrestler. She was She's the daughter of the big hybrid of Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan character Bass Armstrong. The only reason I'm bringing up DOA is because critics, like, well, not so much critics, like, you know, critics, fans, journalists, or whatever. They look at what that game is known for, and then you look at Mai, especially with the fact that she had got put in 2 straight games.
Yeah.
They call Mai.
Wait, 2? I thought she was only in like the most recent one.
Yeah, it was 2. She was in 2 games.
Wow. Okay.
She was in 5 as well. She was in 5. She was in DOA 5 as well.
Was Kula also in 5, or was she in 6?
No, she was just in 6. She was just in 6. But the thing is, everybody's talked about how appropriate it was for them to add Mai into Dead or Alive because Mai was a Dead or Alive character before Dead or Alive ever existed.
Yeah,
like I said, they all know what that game is known for, even though, I mean, for a fighting game, it's okay. It's decent. It's different.
From what I saw, it kind of reminded me of like Virtual Fighter a little bit, and like obviously Tekken.
Yeah, but Virtual Fighter, like, you think freaking KOF 13 is execution heavy? Play that.
I've played Virtual Fighter. I think it was 4.
Yeah.
And I was just pressing buttons. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing that I do in Tekken because I don't know how to play Tekken other than Akuma and Geese. But that's for obvious reasons. Because I'm very used to, obviously, inputs because that's the kind of games I play.
Right. So, Jose already brought it up, and anybody that watched my reaction probably would not still remembers the sound of that cheer.
The yes?
They did not confirm the women fighters team, and
I
was so happy about that.
Yeah, I was like,
and
wow.
I mean, it was I didn't think about it because the thing is, I've talked like to the few friends that I know of the series, play it. One of my closest friends, my friend Marissa, shout outs to Marissa if she is watching, or I call her Risty, one of the 2 others, because she really wasn't feeling the fact that, because she just loves the trio, like what I call everybody calls it the classic trio, King, Mai, and Yuri Sakazaki. Now, I understand that, like I said, sometimes, especially with people that grew up in the heydays of Fatal Fury and all that, much like anybody else who's a nostalgic, there's an emotional attachment, and you kind of want to see some of your favorite characters together still. But I mean, it's a saving grace that all 3 of them are still in the game. So that's how I look at it. However, what do you think of this theory? Somebody thinks that the 3 of them are actually on the same team. It's just that they didn't reveal it to try to throw us off again. They think they're playing with us furthermore. What do you think of that?
I think that's... Listen, I don't want to be mean or anything, but I think that's kind of stupid. It's just mainly because the fact that why.
Yeah.
I get that, I guess, we're not going to reveal it like we have the other teams because we want to be crazy and get you all confused. I don't see why they would do that. It seems just kind of pointless. Besides, they're mixing things up as well, so. I think they threw Mai in there as a curveball to make us think that was gonna happen, but then they shattered our expectations. No, they didn't really shatter our expectations, but they shattered what we thought who the next person was gonna be, but not our expectations about the game.
They didn't shatter my expectations in the gameplay about the way she plays. I mean, I kind of sort of had like a list of, I don't want to say list of demands or whatever, but I've mentioned it before. Especially after they just gave us 2002 UM, I forgot like how different she was in that game compared to like later games.
Yeah.
Because you got her, like the fan record, I forgot how fun that was. I forgot how fun, like she's just throwing them.
I remember I came across that like a couple days ago. I was playing KOF because I hadn't come across Mai in arcade mode before.
Right.
And then I came across that. I'm like, what is that? And I was just stuck in it. And I'm like, okay, well, that's new to me.
Super duper in the chat, by the way. Just a tad bit. We just getting started, so nice to see you as always. Go ahead, Siren.
It's just I don't know.
I was surprised to see the fan throw and
that's it. I mean, with the Mai trailer, I was surprised. I don't think it was in 14 the move where she does that weird pose where she's has 3 fans. She's got 2 in her hands, 1 in her mouth, and she's like diving in with her knees. I don't know how to describe it. But it's that weird one where she slowly like drops down.
I think it was in 14. It's just that you probably didn't see it all that often because that's like a command normal that she has in the air that can be used to like cross up. Like it can cross up people because you see she kind of floats as she's coming down with both the knees. So like if you're getting up, you know, on wake up or whatnot, and you see her floating and like she's right above your head, it's tricky to know which way to block. Like, is she crossing me up? Is she not gonna cross me up? So
yeah.
But I think that might have been in 14.
I've never.
I mean, well, I did. I was about to say I didn't play Mai much in 14, but I forgot I did because I got one of my frenemies into KOF, and he hated me playing Mai. It was like in the beginning he had kind of a habit of jumping and like her crouching heavy elbow, like she's on the ground like she's doing an elbow. That was like a good anti-air in that game, and like he just had a bad jumping habit. But the guy is actually really good at like much of what he plays. He caught on to it and actually gave me a match. Plus he was playing Leona, and I think that matchup was kind of hard.
Yeah, my cousin plays Mai, but
Hey, Kurobomb. By the way, Kurobomb, thank you for reminding me to get some sleep. But yeah. Anything else in the Mai trailer that interests you? I was about to say tickle your fancy, but I'm like, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You just had to deal with somebody else coming in there making comments.
God, I don't know where it came from. It's just like this guy in my chat. First comment I get is that, and I'm like, wow. I don't get comments very often, and then I get this guy with this animated GIF of geese, but it's the Tekken geese, and then he says all this stuff.
It's fun. You don't have to call him out.
Listen,
but I understand it. Like, you know, you're not really getting used to like, you know, getting comments and all that. Which, I mean, when I had first started making content, it's amazing because the very first video that's on my channel is about the character Eliza from Skullgirls, which is, I'll have to really sit down and think about it because I did a video about my favorite characters of all time, and Eliza was number 1. But with that being said, this was it's funny, we were just talking about, by the way, all of you congratulate Siren. Siren's almost he's about to graduate college early, y'all.
Well,
so your congrats to Siren.
I'm not because... Well, okay. No, not college. I'm a little younger than that, but
okay.
I sound relatively older than I look. Well, I take that back. I sound relatively older and look relatively older than I actually am, but no, I'm only
He's Aaron Black.
I'm
He's Aaron Black from Mortal Kombat.
yeah, I'm Aaron Black. I'm graduating high school early, not college.
Okay.
But
My bad. I got it wrong.
yeah, shatter all your expectations. I'm not a.
He's getting into college.
I'm getting into
He's
college
getting-
soon. Yes.
Still good. Still good.
Yeah.
I brought that up because the Eliza video on my channel, I kid you all not, I'm being honest, that was an assignment for one of my college classes. And I
Really?
just kind of put
Wow.
it there. Yes, it was. And I kind of just put it there, and I was like, okay, I mean, I got like a nice grade on it, and like extra bonus points on it too. And I have the YouTube app on my phone, and like the app is blowing up talking about comments. I'm like, what? I'm like on this video? This right here? So it can be a little bit of a surprise when you get like certain comments than when you're not used to them. It's kind of funny because you see them when you watch like other big content creators, but you know, once you get it towards something that you made, it might hit a bit different.
Yeah.
But, anything else you got about the My trailer?
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but she looks kind of thin compared to last time. I'm not saying like she was always like super thick deluxe, like the freaking burgers near my house, but like, dang, she's got like this. She looks like really thin. I don't know why.
Does she?
To me, at least, like if you look at the like her.
Anybody's in the chat then, help me with that. Does my look thinner to you?
To me, she looks thinner. I mean, like around like her midsection and her lower body, and her arms are super thin
So you
too.
mean like, well, I mean, mine's never exactly been. Hold on.
I don't know. She doesn't look super duper thin, but she looks quite a bit more thin than she was. Maybe that's just me. Maybe for some reason I'm used to the way that the angle Mai is at probably just makes her look a lot thicker. I shouldn't have said it like that. Makes her look a lot. Well, I already said it, but you get what I mean. Like the way that like her like normal standing pose. Maybe it's just the angle, but
Sorry about that.
but like when she's standing tall, she looks quite a bit thinner than I thought.
I guess you're trying to. I guess like you mean she's more hourglassy, I suppose.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So who is on this team? Because we did not get a women's fighter team. I always say their freaking name wrong. Women fighters team.
Yeah.
I always say their name wrong. Women's fighters team. Women fighter team. Women fighter team. But no, it's like
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably King. Not
Oh,
King.
by
Not
the
King.
way-
Definitely not King. Sorry. Why did I say King? Sorry. What were you gonna say?
by the way, Super Duper in the chat confirms that the knee dive is in 14. One of her best moves.
Huh.
So yeah.
I haven't been
Yeah,
online
yeah.
all that much in that game, and I've never fought a Mai on online, so I hadn't seen it. Because I only really play
Which
arcade
kind of-
mode in that game.
Which is interesting to me. I should have played it online more than that Cobra. Show them like some knives.
What they should have did with the what they should have done with the Ultimate Edition of 14 is maybe given a rollback or give it to one of the companies that gave one of the older games rollback and just like, hey guys,
Right.
give a rollback real quick while we're working on this probably better, superior game. Honestly, this is a little off topic, but it's also kind of fits with Mai because she's from the series. I'd love to see if they brought even more of the Fatal Fury games and gave that like online rollback, like Fatal Fury. Was it Real bout? Real bout.
Real bout, of course.
Because I've been playing that a lot recently. I got it on my Switch months ago, and I've been playing it.
The real bout.
Yeah.
Kuro Mom in the chat is hoping they don't drop Alice. I hope not. I agree. I sympathize with you because even though amongst immediate, friends of mine that play fighting games, they just dismissed her as like, oh, this is like a bad freaking Terry Yuri Sakazaki hybrid. Which I guess they gave her the Yuri because it's somebody else that's mimicking attacks and is kind of a little bit bubbly and a little like clumsy. So, but still, there's some charm about her, and then it's like
she has a Rekka, which is kind of cool.
I know. And I was wondering for the longest of time when she kept hitting people, it's like, what's going on? Like, should I be collecting this for like some type of hidden passive she has or something? But yeah, I really hope they don't drop her, like, because I think, I just don't want her to be like a one-game character, because I can only think of one other person. If I can find my notes, which is cool because the Chromebook is right here, there was one other character that was only on the Women Fighters team for one game. It was one of them. But as I look for them, Jose says to me, Maya is at least a quarter-pound McCheeseburger.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, the funny thing about that is, while, we all know her catchphrase and we know the correct pronunciation, not the mispronunciations or whatever.
Yeah. Nipponichi?
Yes, exactly. Like, take into account that she is very proud of her native Japan, but she loves foreign stuff. She loves, yes, this very proud Japanese woman there. She loves heavy metal. Her favorite band is Pantera. So, she likes heavy metal fashion, so Mai probably wouldn't mind some burgers. Even though I'm not sure
okay, I feel like there's an even better reason for her to maybe like burgers. Her boyfriend is American, so he probably knows a thing or two about American cooking. American. Terry is like the most stereotypical American. His brother, Andy's brother, Terry, is like, he is 90s America fashion incarnate.
They did admit that they based him off of like a lot of American stereotypes. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that episode of like that cartoon Arthur, because that's how there was an episode that kind of taught them about stereotypes, because like the foreigners, like their next door neighbors came in. Apparently where he lived, like there were these shows and like they portrayed us they portrayed Americans as loving ketchup on everything. Like apparently there were shows where it's like they would put ketchup on like, stuff like burgers and hot dogs and stuff. But then it'd be like, it would be ridiculous amounts. Like they're taking a whole bottle and they're just dumping the mess like right there.
That's nasty.
Like, wow, I'm like, you putting ketchup on everything? I mean, I really don't even like ketchup on most fries that much.
I don't even like ketchup in general. Like, if anything,
I don't like too much of it. I don't like too much of it.
If anything, America overdoes is the cheese. There's so much cheese on it, like everything. Like, I love cheese, but like, you can name so many dishes in America that have cheese on it. I know that's for like a historical reason. It was like something like, I don't know, one of the presidents wanted to keep. Let's see. Let me see.
On everything.
Cheese on everything.
Hey, stop. But yeah. So I found it on. Assuming that I got all my notes down right, because these are the notes that I use. You won't see them on the screen. I'm looking at my Chromebook. These are the notes that I at first like collected when I was doing the predictions. And the only other person that has appeared on the Women Fighters team only one time, aside from Alice, was somebody that I actually hoped was on the team this time around, and that is Meili Jinju.
Be an interesting character, but I feel like she'd more belong on like a team with Kim. But
yeah, put her back with Master Kim. I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure people would like not mind it. I mean, pretty sure.
I have no idea how to play melee. I tried it and I'm like, wow, this is
Oh,
not easy.
she's very different. She is very different. Like
I think
one
I
of the
had
more
a
unique characters.
I
One
think
of
I
the
had an
unique characters
easier
of Spider-Man in
time.
general, I think.
I think I had an easier
What's that?
time figuring out Angel than I or Angel or however people want to pronounce it than I
Either
did
or. You
or
say Angel.
any.
Some people in the Spanish and they say Angel, but whatever. It's cool. I'm pretty sure both of them are right to a degree. But what
Yeah.
about Angel?
I think I had a easier time figuring out Angel than I did melee.
I've gotten so much flack for not putting Angel on my prediction board, and it's like, look, I'm not. This is not my dream roster, okay? I'm trying to call it, so it's like I appreciate people that'll comment and like they'll give me explanations as to why they may think a character will be in the game, and it's like, aside from the fact, and Hilux, shout out to Hilux because I know Hilux brought it up. I don't have a wrestling team on my board yet. That's the only reason where I can think that Angel might come in. I was once given the idea by a friend of mine that loves Alice, like not Alice, but Angel, that they might put her on a team with Sylvie and Kula, but I'm like, I don't think Kula and Angel like each other a lot.
Yeah, they're like.
And unfortunately, unlike, because then he tried to counter by saying, well, Kyo and Iori don't like each other. I'm like, they have Chizuru there. Chizuru is the balance. She can keep the peace.
Oh.
Sylvie, I don't think is capable of keeping peace.
That just reminded me of something. I remember
Sylvie
this.
would be like Wobbuffet from like Pokemon. Sylvie would be like Wobbuffet from Pokemon. It's like, they try to fight a match. Angel and Kula get into it, and Sylvie's like, Sylvie, ah! Like, and both of them just annoyed to death. But what did it remind you of?
Oh, you said you're like the only reason Kyo and Iori are together in the same team is because of Chizuru, and then that reminded me of this one thing this one YouTuber said. I'm not gonna say it because what she said was a little wild, but if you're curious, this is what she said. Her channel's called. It was like, oh god, it was like PK Lucky. That's what it was called, and she was like rating the trailers. But let's just say she's really into Iori and really into Kyo. And let's just leave it at that, actually.
So she's just really into the both of them or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually found out, since I'm doing research for like the little fascinating facts series, which I'm trying my best to work on. I know I keep mentioning it, but I'm trying not to burn myself out too badly. But as I'm doing research for these videos, like, I find out about fan nicknames, because apparently there's one about that they call, I think it's like Yaoiori. They like ship them, I guess, with like Kyo or somebody. It's a portmanteau of Iori and Yaoi, so boys love. So maybe maybe she might be the Yaoiori, branch of the fandom. Maybe that might be it. I'm not sure. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, nothing's wrong with that at all. All these franchises, I keep telling people, especially with somebody who plays competitive like I am, there are very different and very many unique branches within the fandom of these fighting games. It is not us, the competitive, that's keeping these games alive on our own. We need the casuals.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider myself a casual. It's just that I am not skilled enough to be a competitive. That's the thing. It is.
You're competitive. You're competitive. You're just practicing. You're just trying to get there. You're like, I've only watched a handful of episodes, and I know a lot of you are gonna hate me probably, but you kind of remind me of what I hear about the main character in My Hero Academia because
Deku?
I always hear my friends talk about something. You want to cheer for him, like he's like not that great or whatever, but we're gonna cheer for him. We want him to win. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Like you're competitive, but like you're trying to. Everybody who is competitive is not good. At
Thing
least
is,
like you acknowledge the fact that you have stuff to work. You acknowledge the fact that you have stuff to work on. A lot
yeah.
of people who are competitive, they are bad and they won't admit it.
Yeah, I'm more of
That's
the humble
unfortunate.
type when it comes to that kind of thing. But I'm willing to
And
admit when
how do
I
you do
suck
that?
at video games.
Like,
But yeah, I'm not the best player in the world. But I'm gonna try. Yeah.
try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try.
I'm pretty sure if
Oh.
we had gotten KOF 13 working, you would have saw Chris probably just kicking my butt. But I might have been
I
able
haven't
to.
played the game in a while, so
I
it could
think.
have gone either way.
I mean, if Chris can get 2002 on the computer, then we'd probably be good as golden, and then we'd probably be able to play
Yeah.
that. Although I'm really bad at the older ones because I have not figured out the timing of max mode in that very well. But
Yeah, because it is hella crazy in there.
oh, and I'm like, okay, I know how it works. Basically, you do the cancel when it has the frame glow of the character. So I do
Right.
that, and then a frame too late. And then I get wrecked by and now I'm gone.
And see, back to like the point there, because I saw Jose mention it. That's really like the one thing that at least was on my mind as far as covering it is now that we don't have a confirmation with the almighty women fighters trio, who's all on the team? Like, are all three of them on different teams? Or is it going to be like two of them and like one of them's going to be out? Like, this is why I think the way they did this was genius. Because now, like, at least with people like me that are really trying to guess the roster, we're guessing now. Like, we're totally guessing because at the moment, if you look at my prediction board, all three of them are on different teams. Now, I might walk back the King thing because while I think the observation that the viewers made was a good one about Rio asking King to help train his students, at the same time, you go back to 13. I almost called him by that name. I don't like him, but Marco is in the dojo, as is Sho Hayate, and I'm pretty sure SNK knows that people would really, really want to see something like another Garu team, or well, I don't know about World Heroes, but like a Bariki 1 team. You know, something very vintage, something that's very, very vintage, like something that's more relatively underground compared to like, Fatal Fury and AOF, like the Boom series, you know.
I mean, the only reason
I just know SNK. I know SNK knows about it. But
I never really trust backgrounds just because, especially with 13, because there's so many and there's so many different things that show up. There's a Last Blade character and a bunch of other characters who show up in the background. There's a Last Blade and there's Kane from Garo who shows up in the background of the Colosseum one. Hamaru shows up in the background of one of them.
Well, I have a bit more evidence than just the fact they're in the dojo. It's not so much the fact they're in the background, but we at least now have some type of confirmation that he wants to leave Southtown because we all know why. It's family values versus well, yeah. That's what we call a conflict of family values. Is like, where are the family values going to be with it? Barbecue or training? Rio chose training.
Yeah.
Robert, Takuma, and Yuri chose cooking. Barbecue. Steaks, ribs, American. We're back there again.
Merca.
See,
got that.
They confirmed like they confirmed the Kyoku Genryu, the AOF team. Their ending's gonna have Mai like basically visiting Yuri since they're not on the same team, and she's ordering a burger from ordering steak. And again,
man.
I mean that'd be Japanese though. It wouldn't be American cooking, whatever.
Probably, I don't know.
But I have another idea for who else could be on the women fighters team if they're gonna split them up. Now this right here is wishful thinking to the max, and you'll know it once I say it. What if they had Nadja since she doesn't really have a story?
I mean, I could.
Like, imagine,
I'd be fine with that.
Like imagine,
but
like Mai or whoever the captain is, whether it's King being the captain or Mai being the captain. Like, hey, Master Kim didn't want you because you're a little too spooky or whatnot. Come over there with the women fighters team. Make her another sisters in combat with us.
I feel like
people already.
I feel like with the women's fighter team, the role could be filled by literally any female character or someone that has like a slight relation to the team. Like,
right.
We got a whole bunch of wacky ones.
What if Luam joins that team? Since people love her, but they don't like her boyfriend.
Who knows?
Or maybe I don't.
Wow.
I mean, I don't think just because the fact they're all SOK heroines means that they're all friendly or whatever. I mean, I only think about that because, hey, maybe they might kind of bond a little bit because we all know with Sandman over there that it. Sandman over there was the one that arranged the whole thing for some reason. Oh my god. But I'm really curious. Because I really don't know which way to go. Like I said, I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 of the fact that there's going to be two of the OG women fighters on the team with somebody new. And I'm 50-50 on the three of them just being split up. Like, I really don't know which way to go with that. Like, could you see, since people keep getting on my case about not having Angel on the board, could anybody here, you Siren, anybody in the chat, could anybody in here see Angel on a team with any one of these three? My King Yuri. Can Angel possibly be teaming up with any one of these three?
My friends just went hog wild in the chat. Oh, sorry, hold on.
What?
Nothing. They're just bugging me. They're just typing random stuff. The only thing that's mildly related to it is my cousin asked, can you and Chris do an impression of your favorite characters to play? And I'm like, I don't know.
Do y'all really want to see that? Y'all want to see that? I guess that was a response to my question. Fabio Lupo says, nope, no Angel there. Suichi, Angel and a woman fighter is possible, but is unlikely. Okay. And you're kind of on the fence about that. I'm just saying because everybody keeps giving me flack. It's like, where's Angel? Where's Angel? Where's Angel? Like, it's not like I don't want to include them, but I want to have a good reason as to put them there. Like, the only thing that's probably thrown together at the moment is probably my women fighters team currently on the board, because that is currently my Vanessa and Alice, which I don't think is gonna be a team. Oh man. But I like that idea. Can you do an impression of? You said your favorite. What do you say? Your favorite character?
He said, can you and Chris do an impression of your favorite characters to play?
KOF?
The KOF? I guess I'll untime you out. Is there? I can't untime you out because just type me in Discord. What do you mean? You mean in KOF?
Siren is getting used to the controls of having to deal with the chat.
He said yes. Okay, KOF. He's talking about KOF. I can't remember memorize any of their
I'm not
lines
gonna
off
try
my
any of
head.
the women there because I don't want to freaking make chat, like our chat number drop down fast because I might pierce your eardrums.
Oh god. I don't even... How would I... All the characters I play are relative... Well, they're not quiet, because no one in KOF's really quiet. But, let's see. I can't get my... I can get my voice high, but I can't quite get it to the pitch of wah.
You want an impression? Okay, Yori then. I might scare everybody in the house, but why not? This is for the chat. This is for everybody then.
Alright. Oh my god. God, who would I even do an impression of? I can't do Hua because all his noises I can't. Man.
He's a screechy fellow, ain't he? Ain't Waj like a very screechy fellow?
Yeah. I can get my voice high, but I can't get it that high. I can do Shen, but it would just be really, really embarrassing for me to try and do. But I could just do the thing he does where he, what's it called? The thing where he just charges like it's a bionic arm, I guess.
Stop, y'all. Y'all flattering me. Somebody that was Kuro Bomb, like that was better Yori than the Maximum Impact 2 English dub.
It's not that hard to do that though.
I've cleared the echelon of the most gutter. I'm happy.
Let me see what Shen sounds like so I can get a good idea. No, not Shen's theme. I know what his theme is. I can't do that. I'm not a music box.
Studying for it.
Shen combos.
Let me do English keys freaking tech. So you know, like he has the wind post where he puts the foot on the person. Stay down, maggot.
It's just a lot of screaming.
Oh, I'm pretty sure like he's a squeaky fella.
Okay.
Stay down, maggot. Give in to your fears. Predictable.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Please stop.
Okay, so Shen goes very high above my comfortable level of speaking, but I'm gonna try it. Let me drink some water before I try it. Damn, Chris got into it, says Raspy in the chat. Alright.
I mean, that was unique. Like, I like that. That was a nice little something different to do. It was kind of fun.
Okay. Fine. I'll do my impression of Shen. Hop!
Shen Wu?
Gah! Something like that. I don't know. I don't think my mic picked that up.
Not bad.
It might have gone too loud for that mic. I'm glad no one's home because my mom would have. My mom would have came in and be like, "We have neighbors." I'm like, "Oh."
Hey, man. I think you dropped like you dropped your nightstand on your foot or something. Oh, your cousin. Shout outs to like your cousin there. Like that was really good. That was a great idea. That was fun. Oh snap! Now we can't do a freaking good. We can't do like a lightning round and throw one at me because that.
My cousin just asked me if I stubbed my toe. Nah, I'm good, fam. I'm good. Yeah.
Suichi said you sound like Kyo.
Do I?
Said something like, I mean, hey, the impression I think he was talking about. So I mean, hey, if you're gonna sound like somebody from KOF, why not the man?
Why not the man? Be Kyo Kusanagi. Bodega Amese. Or I don't. I think that's what he says. I think that's. I don't speak Japanese, guys.
Sounding like the man ain't bad, then I mean Kyo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that because freaking your video, like what Shune's listening to in the KOF trailer came, I'm like, I'm not gonna make fun of Shune anymore. I Promised. I promised. Like I said, I don't even Shune.
Yeah, Shune.
I would take Shune over Kongyo any day. I would like.
Dang.
They really should have like that freaking bit of info that Shuichi had like talked about like the fashion style. I really wonder like if they could have just gone for like a more direct like design based off of that fashion sense, it probably would have worked a bit better. Like this right here, it's almost like they took it, but it's like he's wearing too much black. He's wearing too much black. He looks too gothy. Gotta brighten him up some. So, what about how about green hair? Oh, that's good. That's good. But we gotta change like the clothes and everything. You can't have a black polo and. Okay. What about a tie? No, it's like. No, we need something else. Purple tie? Genius!
Does he have a purple tie? I honestly forgot. His design is so all over the place that I know he had a tie, but it's so all over the place that I forget exactly what he has. I know he has headphones and he wears his jacket like a dummy, but yeah. Speaking of Shune,
you're right about that. Suichi was like, not SNK Chris, talking about me. I doubt that you will not make fun of Shune again. I mean, I gave him a compliment right there, but you're probably right. There's probably gonna be like another episode of the Shattering where I'm gonna do it, and somebody's gonna be like, "You promised you wouldn't do it. Stop talking about my freaking KOF 15 main." Ah! Don't mind me.
Anyway,
what you got?
Speaking of Shune, if you guys haven't checked it out, which it's very long, and for some reason my thing didn't capture the audio very well, but I played this Mugen thing. It's basically someone just stole the code from KOF 13 and was like, okay, so we're gonna add Shune and the Kusanagi, which is literally just a reskin of normal Kyo. But so I forget what the game's called, but you can play as Shune basically in KOF 13. It's not a mod; it's just a Mugen thing. Anyway, I played that, so you guys can go, if you guys really want to, you can go watch me suffer play through that later on. Not later on. You can later, but yeah.
I've seen him redrawn or like remade in the what was it? In the 13 style. I saw somebody like, redraw him in the 13 style, and that actually looked kind of cool. So maybe the 3D isn't doing Shune many favors. Maybe it's... Because at first I was thrown off, I'm like, wait a minute. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, there is no way this character was in 13. There's no way Shune was in 13. It can't be. And then I found out somebody had like drawn him in the 13 art style. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, so if you all recall, Siren called this past week's, well, it's still Saturday, or at least, you know what I'm saying. He called the recent trailer. He predicted it before the before the silhouette came out. So as your prize, the floor is yours. What's the next pick?
Actually, I don't know what they're. I highlighted them in orange, but these are some bullet points that are just kind of off the wall things. But I have my first one's called Wild Card Team Prediction. It's not actually a prediction. I don't know why I said prediction, but it's just a wild card team I kind of put together. I think I briefly talked to you about it, but I don't think you fully got what I was saying, which I don't know how I would explain it because it's kind of weird. But wild card team. I'm not saying this team will happen. I'm not even saying that this team's really even a possibility. But the team idea is Xanadu, Yamazaki, and Freeman as like an outlaw team. I think.
Oh, so you're gonna give them a storyline as to why they were a team? Like
well,
fan fiction.
All three of them, for one, probably hate Kim. Maybe apart from Xanadu, but I would assume Xanadu probably doesn't like Kim very much, judging by the fact that his other teammates didn't like him. Yamazaki
doesn't like him.
Already has like a rivalry with Han Fu, and
Right.
and probably with Kim as well. To be honest, he probably doesn't like Kim because of the whole justice thing. But Yamazaki, KOF, yeah, my wild card team. If you guys got any, slap that down below.
Okay, so it was like, so basically, so I guess what you're getting at is make like I guess a very crazy team of the shipping fandom. They call it crack pairing or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, like, just put like the most unorthodox team together and give them a storyline as to why, but try to make it make sense.
They have to have some kind of correlation, but it's like shatter your expectations, but double shatter. Yeah. Anyway,
it's funny you mentioned that, but I'm gonna try to hit the point at hand, the topic at hand. You reminded me of something I wanted to speak of, but let's see. Because that actually you said So who'd you have? Yeah, Xanadu, Yamazaki, and who?
Freeman.
I mean, that's a very good anti-justice team, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, all three of them, in my eyes, represent some form of disorder. Even though I know Yamazaki's whole symbolism is different when you apply it to the Takeshu. I forget which element it is that he's what you call, because I know like all of them have elements associated with them. But let's see, wild card team that's not real, but they have some type of common goal. I almost want to use Xanadu and give him like 2 new cult members. But I can't think of anybody who is as out there as he is. I can't even think of anybody that has win quotes like this guy does. I'm trying to think. Who could possibly? Let me see. Who could possibly? I forgot. I gotta credit this person, but I forgot his name though. But he was talking about Team Fire.
Team Fire.
He was talking about Team Fire, excuse me. Because he was talking about Kyo, Yori, and what am I thinking about? K-Dash.
Huh.
He called that Team Fire. Now, it's like, I could see that, you know, in the midst of the right people, I could see Kyo and Iori getting along. That's why they have Chizuru.
Yeah.
But when you put a K-Dash with them, it's like, are they even gonna function?
No, they all hate each other.
Especially with the big brat over there. Like, that's all K-Dash is a big brat.
K-Dash hates both Iori and Kyo, from what I've basically gotten from the story. And
it's all the fire. I think that's the thing. All the fire people just are not meant to be together. Like, because if they got together, I mean, the whole.
I mean, they are all kind of, no pun intended, hot-headed.
How about this? Somebody reoperates on K-Dash, like his brain or something, and they make him into a sage.
Sage.
Make him into a sage, and then, like, that's how he keeps the balance between them. But then what happens is that, taking the page from the Winter Soldier, somebody, and that's more than likely the person that like went and operated on K-Dash's brain, didn't realize that Nest hit something inside of there that could easily re-trigger the old K-Dash. And not even so much he triggers the old K-Dash, but the glove that he's fitted with to help control his fire, it cracks.
Uh-oh.
It's like, basically, this whole team has the worst parts of them come to the front. We get out of control, Omega, Hype, God, Pyromaniac, K-Dash. And we also get Riot of the Blood, Iori, and whatever the heck you would call an evil Kyo that is
Hirochi
not one of the clones
Kyo.
of Kusanagi. No clones.
I remember actually hearing something that I don't remember. I remember it being, it was like some kind of KOF uh, I wouldn't call it an RPG. It's the thing that Phoenix Wright is.
Visual novel.
Yeah, visual novel, and apparently the Kusanagi can have a Ride of the Blood version.
There you go.
Plus,
Ride of the,
and then
Ride
another
of the
thing
Blood
is, it was like
there you
Kyo's cousin, and she asked Shermie for some of the Orochi power or something. So you said you had a visual novel channel, right? Maybe you should see if you can do that game sometime.
Yeah, I should seek that out. But since you are take a moment here, because I know you're more Wajai more proficient than I am, because very seldom did I see anybody play him that played with me. Then I see him like in play, like
Yeah.
high level play. Pancake Sauce in the chat said, "Alright, hot take. Wajai is super OP. When I used to play, I would shrug when fighting Hua the players there are just the worst." Did you did you make somebody rage quit with Wajai by chance?
Mayhaps. I remember I got him.
Talking about, he's every time I was like, I'm not that good at competing or whatever, but then I secretly have a bunch of people. I have a whole rage quitting.
I'm not amazing with Hajai. Wait, who said that?
Somebody in my chat, Pancake Sauce.
Wow.
I love a lot of y'all's names, by the way.
Dang, my cousin just came in chat. Call me out.
That's actually a good point. Suichi says there's a fire user in KO. There's a fire user in KOF that's not a dummy in some way, a dumbass in some way. I'm guessing, like you're saying, there isn't one that's not an idiot, or is there not one? Is there a fire one that's not like an idiot in any way? Because I mean, a lot of them do kind of, at one point or another, believe in their own bull a little too much. I mean, you look at like somebody like a Kyo, and this was a nice design, but we're talking about just him as a, like the character was. Because you know they made him as an antithesis to Ryu, because Ryu from Street Fighter is always about, I gotta train harder, I gotta train harder, I gotta train harder, I gotta push myself, I gotta train harder. I'm still not strong enough, I have to train harder. And here's Kyo's like, and I was born with this, man. I was born with it. Kusanagi clan, fire. Fire legit runs through my blood veins. This is in my blood, man. Like, I don't have to train. I write cruddy poetry. Which he does. Those of you who are hardcore into details with KOF know Kyo is a poet, but apparently this man's poetry is horrible. Horrible.
Let's see. Fire user who isn't a complete idiot. Kyo's other cousin, and Ash.
Not stupid. He's corrupt.
Ash, I wouldn't even say Ash is corrupt. He's just kind of narcissistic, I guess. Maybe, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, narcissist. This reminds me because you mentioned Phoenix Wright and we're talking about narcissistic pretty boys. There was like one in a case, I'm not gonna spoil in case y'all want to get into the series, but basically this a narcissistic pretty man apparently was a witness to a crime, but he totally wasn't helping because he would testify about something, and what would happen, he would then make an offhanded comment, like for instance, you know, hey, the crime scene looked like this. Okay, and then he'd be like, and then I had to go and clean my shoes. Like, clean your shoes?
Oh, okay, I just remembered a fire user who isn't a complete idiot. Sorry, keep going.
But yeah, he was like, I had to clean my shoes, like, because they had blood on them. I made them myself. It's like, okay, somebody died or whatever, and you're a witness, but okay. He pulls it again, like, after he saw the scene, he checked his face. He's like, you checked your face? Why? Like, to behold the sadness, this beauty of mine. Is like, every single time he would do that, he would circle back to, I'm such a beautiful person, man. My fabulous beauty. Like, I could see Ash Crimson being the same way, except for the fact if you made fun of him, he'd probably torture you. Because, I mean, he might look like a pretty boy, but Ash is not a punk.
Yeah.
But who is a fire with that in KOF that is not a dunderhead in some way?
Let's see. Sorry, I have to find his name. I know who he is, but oh, okay, found it. Kevin Ryan. from Garo, Mark of the Wolves, is not a hothead. Well, maybe not. He's a cop, and he's not.
He was in KOF though.
Yeah, you have a fair point. He's from Fatal Fury.
I mean, hey, who knows?
In terms of KOF character, I mean, yeah, he's not that popular though. I would. I mean, I can't say Ralph is very smart though. He's definitely not.
That was like one of the best looking like level 3s in 14.
I mean, he had one of the best ones in 13 as well. He just had this wild, just crazy, super duper punch you thing.
I think the 14 one was still better. I know that's a
it was pretty good.
Say, don't be dissing our precious 13, but it's like 13 had a lot of pretty sprites. Don't get me wrong. Well, there were plenty of pretty sprites in 13, but they didn't hit a grand slam on all of them. I already ragged on how much I didn't like Yuri Sakazaki's KOF 13 look. I'm not going back there. I refuse. I'm not going to beat y'all over the head with that anymore. Go see it for yourself.
The KOF Chris, right. not Blue, not this guy. That Chris is not an idiot. He's just a kid. Yeah.
Speaking of, I stand by what I said. Like, I don't. No, we gotta say that for the end. Every end of the show, just in case you all don't know, those of you who are new to it, tuning in, first of all, thank you all for listening and watching, of course. But on top of that, at the end of every single podcast, we run this for 2 hours at the very most, at the very least.
At the very least, yeah. At the very most, we've gone. I think the most we've done is like 3 hours, but that was like the pilot episode.
Yeah, you gotta have a big pilot though. But yeah, at the end of every single Shattering, we try to guess who the next trailer will be. I was about to tiptoe into that, but save that for later. With that being said, though, I still stand by what I said. We are going to see not me, Chris, before we see Shermie.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want it. I want to see Shermie early, but this is just my prediction. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong.
Okay. So, I mean, there's another possible one that's not an idiot. I don't know where you place him on the intelligence scale, but, who's fired? Is Billy Kane? Billy Kane.
He's kind of a knucklehead. Billy's kind of a knucklehead, though.
I mean, yeah, you got a fair point.
Good fighter, but he's a knucklehead. But I'll tell you one thing. It was hella funny, like when... Do you remember in 14 the intro dialogue he had with Joe?
Is it the one because Joe and his sister have something going on or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's like, oh hey, what's up, Billy? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna kill you. And like he didn't even like wait for Joe to finish. It's like, hey, what's up, Billy? I'm gonna get you.
I think he said something like, "Hey, aren't you Lily's brother?" Oh!
Let me ask you a question. So one thing I tried to point out when I did all the numbers for KOF and all that, like just going by what we've seen them for, you saw it. I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure most of you did. The little breakdown I did about predictions on my board after I did my predictions. Do you think?
I do indeed think.
But I got caught off guard. Raspy Lightning said, "Okay, check it. Talk about that relationship between Mai and Shin."
You talking about the quote he has where he says?
I'm pretty sure that's what that was a reference to.
Do you know what his quote is?
You'll have to like refresh my memory, but I remember it being something kind of funny.
Hold on, I'll have to find. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I don't need to find it. I think I have it saved as a screenshot. Hold on. It caught me off guard when I saw it. Oh yeah, there it is.
This man Siren got the receipts going.
I got the receipts. but I remember this being hilarious to me.
Said that though. It was awesome. Like it was funny when it was awesome. They had gusto. I got receipts. Alright, let me... Screen's gonna go blank for a bit because I want to at least watch. I'm gonna be like a watch along. If I can get it. Okay.
Wait, are you showing the whole
right
thing,
there.
or is it just a screenshot I sent?
Yeah, the screenshot. Not only do you dress like a stripper. I mean, not insulting. Not only do you dress like a stripper. No. That's not good. That shouldn't insult you like that. Let me stop. Not only do you dress like a stripper, but you have a big mouth too. Your mom must cry herself to sleep wondering why you turned out so bad. Good lord. I have never seen that before. I've never seen that.
It's so... I was like, wow, it's kind of... Yikes.
But I've never seen that. Oh my god. Hang on a minute. Oh my god. My bad, y'all. I did something wrong. I flicked the wrong switch. The flick of the wrong switch. The flick of the wrong switch. There we go. Alright. That's not the expression that I would expect from her.
I think your expression changes like a frame later. I might have just gotten it on the perfect frame.
Say, I mean, cause like, not saying my is like, I wouldn't well, maybe. I wouldn't call my thin skin though, but I know she doesn't like being called old because somebody called her old, and she was like, "Oh, what? I'm not an old lady." What? They're gonna pay now. I'm gonna show you what happens when you're stupid enough to get me mad.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very dumb idea, but if I could just find somebody who has a compilation of all like the intros in KOF 13 and just play them and react to them, that'd be kind of fun.
There is something like that actually. I think there's a whole playlist for that, but yeah.
I don't know, like, I just don't know, like, if it would be, like, I don't know if that would be engaging enough or whatever, I'm not sure.
I mean, if you don't, I'd be down to do that, if you want to do that sometime.
I mean, hey, what do y'all think? Should myself and Siren Richardson react to a compilation of KOF 13 intro dialogues? Let me know.
I've played at least 100 hours worth of the arcade mode and probably still haven't come across all of them. Mainly because I play a lot of the same characters. But,
it's a good way to collect intro quotes. By the way, shout outs to all of these different channels that compile like good intro dialogues and win quotes and stuff, like all the unique stuff. Shout outs to all of you because I love all those channels. Regardless of what fighting game it is and whether it's KOF, Street Fighter has a few, but still, shout outs to y'all. Mortal Kombat X and 11 have a whole bunch of them. Really good ones. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus does a pretty good job at it. You know, all of them. All these channels and all y'all that have these intro dialogues, shout outs to all of y'all. Yeah, I know like Jose, I know most of them aren't canon, but some of them are just funny. Some of them are just funny, like intro dialogues there. Because you do have some, like in Mortal Kombat, like I think both Mortal Kombat X and 11, they play with the lore a little bit with some of the intro dialogues. Because if you recall at Mortal Kombat 11, Geras got swiped by that, well, he basically got dropped into that endless, bottomless sea of blood, basically. But then there's an intro quote with him and Scorpion where they hint at the fact that Geras might have escaped because of Leviathan ate him and crapped him out. So I'm lying about the second half of that. It ate him, but I don't know about the rest.
That's a cool shot. I found a really cool shot of something. Like, I want to share that, but no, but let's see. Let's see. Okay, I got this other bullet point if we're ready to move on, but
Okay.
so concept. This is a concept. This is nothing. This is probably never gonna happen. But like, ask the K if you want to. You want to make a couple for big bucks here and there. KOF 13 UM. That'd be dope. The thing is, I don't think it would ever happen purely because 13's art style. But it'd be kind of dope, right?
If y'all hear that sound, that means somebody just dropped something good in the chat, bud. You said KOF 13 UM, you said?
Yeah.
2000.
13.
I mean, at this point, look. They should know by now that KOF 13 is a beloved game. It's considered, I'm pretty sure, amongst the top 10, maybe the top half of the top 10. That right there is one of the best KOF games. They should remaster that there. If it's gonna be UM, put a good netcode in there. Come on now.
Something really cool that they could do.
On top of that, if y'all also for me personally, fix the Yuri model in 13, please. Fix the model, please. That is something I'm gonna keep making fun of. Fix that model because that mess got on my nerves. I'm like, I thought like, cause everybody's like, oh my goodness, her voice is so annoying. It's like the way she looks bad. Like she looks. I'm not even gonna go there. I just know like in the last two games, 14, 15, she looked better than in 13. That is the one big blip on the 13 design. The backgrounds in 13 were flawless. That is like, I think, the best thing when it comes to design about KOF 13.
I think the UI looks great.
The backgrounds are really good.
Those are great.
I liked how it would slow down when a KO happens, and then everything would just go faster, like as somebody's posing or whatnot. Like I dug that. That was good. What'd you say, Zyron?
One of my favorite things that 13 has is, well, the stages for one, and two is the UI. The UI is something I always loved in that game. The
UI is dope.
The silver, like, grand, royal UI.
I pancake sauce, I saw that. I'm getting to that because I love that, but keep on going.
Yeah.
You like the UI in 13? What else did you like?
Oh, something else I was going to say is, if they were to do a UM of 13, I mean, something they could do, since it didn't happen because of time constraints or something, is they could add Adelheid, because they were originally going to add Adelheid to their roster. And they could do that.
I just laughed when you said time constraints, because if you recall, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in a previous episode, but that is the reason, that same reason, time constraints, as to why we did not get Team Samurai Spirits in 2 KOF games. Because we were going to get Haomaru, we were going to get Galford, and we were going to get Nakaruru for Team Samurai Spirits in 2 different KOF games. I think it was 94 and 95, or 95 and 96. I did a video about, like, interesting facts about Haomaru where I mentioned that, and it's been a minute, so. But I know Team Samurai Spirits was supposed to be in 2 KOF games, but they cut them due to time constraints. Because I was about to joke when you mentioned time constraints. I was about to say, what can they do without time constraints? Not exclude Haomaru.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's like one of the most coolest Shoto clones all around. Like, he's just a cool character. Like, come on, like, why not? Haomaru, like, he's not on the board right now as far as my predictions, but I want Haomaru in KOF 15. I want him in there. The Soul Calibur crossover, brilliant.
Yeah.
I loved it. Haomaru actually got me reinvigorated in Soul Calibur, but he needs to be in a KOF game. And I don't want to hear excuses, oh, he fights with a sword or whatever, like, they can't have that. I'm like, what does Nakamura fight with?
What does Billy Kane fight with? He's got this big stick.
Exactly. Like, I know maybe, like, that staff of his might not shed a lot of blood like in STEM showcases, but still, we got weapon users in KOF. Like you said, you mentioned Billy,
Yeah.
Nakaruru. If you want to count Love Heart, which by the way, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks about Love Heart. I would hate that. Like one of my favorite characters like won't come back to a series after 1 or 2 games because of some, you know, licensing or whatever. That would like upset me.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be interesting there because Pancake Sauce in the chat asks, "Hey Kristen Siren, what are your favorite intros, dialogue between characters?" Now I'm gonna do not the prude, but like I'm gonna do the pedant thing again. If you're still there by the chance, Pancake, are you talking about in just KOF, or are you talking about in general? Said in KOF. You got one, Siren? Favorite dialogue or like?
There is this one between Hwajai and Kula that I found kind of funny, and there's other one between. It's either that one or the one between Mai and Shen because I thought it was pretty funny. But
I would think that'd have been your favorites, but you freaking screenshotted it and was like, "Oh wait a minute, hold up, I know about." Like somebody just legit freaking mentioned it in the chat, and you're like, "Oh, the relationship between Shen and Mai. I got a screenshot of that. Oh yeah." Like clearly that's one of your favorites. Like you were just bam like that.
I mean, I do play Shen a lot, so.
Cool.
Oh, okay. There is this. Okay, I have 2 win quote screenshots, but it's the other one's just kind of funny because it's reminded me of this other thing. It reminded me of that one thing from GTA 5. It got memed a lot recently. But anyway, probably either the one between Shen and Mai or the one between Hwajai and Kula, because Kula is just like, "What you drinking, Mr. Weird Guy?" And Hwa's like, "That's no way to greet Mr. Weird Guy." And then it just kind of tumbles down. It's kind of funny. The other one might be between Kyo and Kula, and just like, "Wait, aren't you kind of contradicting yourself?" Kula's all like, "I really hate fire," and then and then
I actually do a good Kula impression.
God, I hope not. But and he's like, "I always wanted to ask you about that. Why do you hang out with that guy? That guy in KOF? No. Why do you hang out with that other kid who does fire?" She doesn't say anything. The fight just begins. But we might have to check out some of the win quotes from 13 as a potential future video, like you said.
Right. He said dialogue, so I'm trying to keep it within there because I was initially gonna say that there was a win quote that K-Dash had toward Kula, and this right here I think is edgelord stuff on steroids. This guy K-Dash says, "Sit there and bleed while you think about what you've done," or no, "Sit there and bleed about what you've done."
Wow. Okay.
Edgelord Central. Now, with that being said, I think he had mentioned like intro dialogue, which by the way, glad to have a hardcore KOF fan here. Just to like I'm being kind of a pedant here because he said dialogue, not intros or outros or win quote. But I actually kind of dug the interaction that Kim had with Luong in 14. Like it was, and I think maybe it's because it kind of reminds me of me a little bit. Like when I was just initially trying to like start talking to like girls I had a crush on or whatever, and like the rare time somebody might find me attractive and it's like I'm like the world like let me. Because you recall like what he was looking like, the man's face went beet red, and Luong is just being persistent, being like just persistent, and he's just getting all flushed up. And the thing is like Kim might be embarrassed, like one because he's married, but two, it's like this is my freaking sensei's freaking wife is hitting on me. What the? Well, his girlfriend's hitting on me, and I'm married. Oh my god! And it's like, I mean, I'd like to think. I mean, Luong is tall too. Like, I know that might not be a definite measure of someone's like, you know, how attractive they are, because a lot of short women think they're very attractive. But it's like, I'm thinking TV tropes words because a statuesque stunner, so to speak. Like, you see somebody like a Luong, of course you're gonna probably get flushed up, especially like when she's being all teasy and all this. That's basically what she is a tease. That's basically all it is. But additionally, also a lot of the stuff with freaking Xanadu was actually kind of good, because I know there was one dialogue where Gongil was trying to like talk to him, and Xanadu is just being Xanadu, whichever one it is. Pretty sure he doesn't care. He's over here talking about spaceships and how they bloom in your gardens where the mushrooms pop up. Whatever. Don't ask where that came from. I mean, it's Xanadu. Come on, man. But it's like Xanadu, like Gongil was trying to talk to the guy, and it's like Xanadu says something weird, and like he practically no-sells the mess. It's like, cause he's here like, you're that guy that corrupted my students too, like his two, like, you know, disciples. And Gongil, oh my goodness, do you like the shape of water yourself? How dare you, like, corrupt my student Kim's two partners? What is wrong with you? The world is a pastry, and pastries get hot and tasty when they get hot or warm.
I bet that guy can smell purple.
Oh my god. I really should have. Here's a little fun fact about old, like, Chris Lotus here. And I don't like putting stuff out there like that, whatever, but for a brief period of time, I used to be a professional wrestler, like at a local independent promotion. And I mentioned that because I really should have, like, made my character like a parody of some sorts of Xanadu. Like, that would have been fun. Like, doing promos with, like, Xanadu and making up very stupid, wacky poetry. That'd have been fun. I should have done that. But instead, my character was like a silent brawler type then, but yet this guy, it was almost like a Broly almost. That's where I kind of got the inspiration. But I really should have done something to Xanadu, because I just love making fun of his stuff. Not so much making fun of like what he does, I'm trying to replicate it. The sound waves, they smell very refreshing, just like the music that the water makes. If we float away in space, we will find a new garden full of bananas and diamonds. It rains grass daily on this planet, and the planet is called Xanadu-mania, brother.
I think Xanadu might have dislocated his brain.
I think even oh, and another favorite intro dialogue of mine, and I'm sorry all these are coming from 14, I sound like a 09er, so to speak, but I even like the two with Meiton-kun. Like the one with him and like Vice, and Vice is like, hey, little cutesy little boy, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, little boy, I'm gonna freaking slice you up. Oh, what? Oh, God, you threatened me? Oh, okay. All right then. But can we fight after I take like another couple Z's or whatever? And then Vice is just getting like progressively like angry with Meiton-kun because he can't stay awake. And then there was a nice bit of information for those that don't know. When Meiton-kun and Shunai spar, apparently Meiton-kun always wins. So there, ladies and gentlemen, is your... Shuichi's gonna catch me. It's like, you said you weren't gonna make fun of Shunai. But would you call that making fun of him? I mean, it's a fact. That's what they said. Isn't that what they said in the dialogue? It's like,
yeah,
he wins every time. I mean, I'm not making fun of him. I could talk all day about intros, honestly. Like, I love it when fighting games do that because, I mean, hey, Suichi, I know you're waiting for me to insult Shune again just to make fun of me, but I'm just saying it's in that's what's implied. But just before we get to like the next bullet point we have, because this is a Siren show, because he called buy, which means people are gonna buy. What a dedicated freaking fan base. No my no buy.
That's how it is.
What a dedicated fan base. I love the game. Even throughout all, look, let me tell you something. Toxicity exists everywhere. Okay, wherever people are, there's gonna be some toxicity, and that's not me being misanthropic, but to quote a character from Ace Attorney, people will always be people because people are people, or people judge people because people are people. But anyway, I love this community there. Like, no my, no buy. It's so good you put it on a license plate. But yeah, I was gonna say, when it comes to intro dialogues, I love when fighting games do that, because fighting games have the stereotype of having very bad or non-existent or weak storylines, and I think intro quotes, if they're canon, can usually actually help people understand why A and B don't like each other, or why A and B are friends, or whatever. You know, sometimes they're not canon, but sometimes they can be entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, games are entertainment, believe it or not.
Actually, from what I've heard, video games have overtaken have overpassed the, I guess overtaken the lead in entertainment past movies. So they are now a higher above than movies, which is pretty crazy. But yeah.
I got you, Shuichi. Thank you.
Next bullet point.
I should legit change my screen name from not SNK Chris because of you. Alright, let me stop. Go ahead, Siren. Siren show, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I've got basically, well, yeah, I've got basically 2 bullet points left here. I feel like we kind of covered one of them out of the 2, but I'll come back to that one.
By the way, pancake sauce, I'm on my main too, so it's great to have you here as well.
Yeah.
And Mai is just a good all-around character. Like, it's not just because of the pillows, and I'm not talking about the mess that Machen Kun's holding, and I'm not just saying that because Machen Kun is on my screen right now with his pillow, but you know what I'm
saying. Anyway.
Siren's gonna boot me out of here.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. We got, the other one is, I guess, the one we have, since we've got quite a bit of time, is the new Street Fighter V stuff. Do we want to talk about that right now, or should we leave that for last?
I mean, we could talk about it now.
Alright.
And like I said in the video where I covered the Street Fighter V news, let me make it clear, I love the fact that all of you have been enjoying like the KOF content and all that, but just so you know, my channel, Siren's channel, we love fighting games in general. Like I said, the only thing that I may not cover far as anything developing is Mortal Kombat 11, because that is the one game that I have lost all passion for at this point. And it's such a letdown because as far as characters I like, that game seemed like it was tailored towards me, but I just can't do it anymore with Mortal Kombat 11. With that being said,
in terms of games that
the Street Fighter 5 announcement, I like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the biggest sell for me was they're bringing in a rival schools character.
Yeah, I was very interested with Oro and Akira. I have not.
Design is so good.
Yeah, I have yet to actually play Third Strike, but I know it. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's considered one of like Third Strike is almost like the KOF 13 when it comes to like it's in that same way. Like many players will uphold it as the best game of the franchise, and not just in the past X amount of years or so.
I'm pretty sure the 2 that SNK have under their belt are probably KOF 13 and Garo Mark of the Wolves. Because I think Garo was their response to Third Strike, right? basically.
Possibly.
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 And it holds up still really well to this day, even with its relatively small roster.
I mean, they put like rollback netcode in there. It's like that's a good way to get like the games back in.
Yeah, and like everyone's always begging for Garo characters to come back to come to KOF.
There should be Garo characters. There should be.
We've only gotten.
Like, come on, man.
We've only gotten a few. We've gotten Rock, we've gotten Tizok, B. Janet, and we've gotten. I guess we've gotten Gato and Futaba, or Gato and Hotaro. Futaba.
Right.
I call her Futaba because I always debate. Or that's really only the first part that's really that memorable to me.
Right. But yeah, like Third Strike is held up in the same regard, and he was in that game. But the crazy thing about it is, I didn't really play Oro in Third Strike when I played it, but I'd seen like a nice bit of him. In Third Strike, and this is why I love this bit of design in 5 so much, because you see with all the stuff with Oro, he's only using one hand for most of the attacks there. The turtle always is the priority of the other hand. In Third Strike, it was in a sling, because if Oro uses both hands, he could legitimately really kill his opponent. That's how bad this guy is. That's just how powerful this guy is.
Yeah.
Oro is like one of the strongest characters in Street Fighter V, far as not Street Fighter V, but like just Street Fighter, far as like the lore. He is one of the strongest. So the fact they went from just him in a sling in Third Strike, but now they like gave him a pet, and like he does a kick and throws him up in the air and still catches him. Like, I love that little bit of design. Like, that was really good. Like, that was a really good reinvention of the whole one hand, like the one arm gimmick. I like that, you know. And Rose, I love to death. I'm gonna try not to be a simp here, but it's like, cause y'all probably watch me react to like the trailers and all that. Like, I didn't. One of my close friends that plays a whole lot of Street Fighter. Shoutouts to Blazing Fox, as he would like to be called, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want me to say his actual name. So, he showed me Rose's trailer some time ago. Now, what I didn't see in that trailer, from what I understand, I didn't see the super, and Event Hubs was talking about the fact it looked like something out of Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z. And from what I saw, if you take away even the edit that this one person, I think it was LPN that did it, it still looks great. Like, because you play Street Fighter 4, haven't you, Siren?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I do play it. I play it. I actually played it, I think, yesterday, but then I kind of rage quit because I was like... no, I didn't actually rage quit. I almost rage quit to Guile because I was... I almost rage quit to Guile. Yeah, I remember it. But I think I just got tired when I was fighting Ryu at the end, because I was doing Face Your Rival, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm so tired. That Guile fight got to me. Because he would do the same crap over and over again. And then I had to deal with the AI doing Hadouken spam. And I'm like, wow, okay. Now I see why I dropped this game very fast, because I just get very sick of it. The only character I've ever made it to the end with is probably Dan. And that's because out of the few characters I play from Street Fighter, Dan seems to be the one that I somehow come back to each time. But yeah, the characters, I don't play a whole lot of Street Fighter. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not my favorite. I don't hate it by any means. I'm
only laughing because you admitted to rage quitting. That means I gotta push the button on you. Dang it, it won't happen. Dang it, come on. There we go. Let me stop. That was wrong. Shut up. Stupid phone. More so the apps. Why I gotta put like apps on everything? But yeah, I only mentioned Street Fighter 4 because honestly I don't really like it that much anymore, and I played it hardcore. But do you recall what Rose's supers looked like in that game?
No, I did not pay
The
attention to
super or
Rose.
the ultras, if you will.
I did not pay any attention to Rose because it was a character that I didn't find super fun. Again, the characters I played in that game were like
You just said Rose was not appealing. We want to fight now.
I mean, you said Gang Ale wasn't appealing.
Nah, you cool. Nah, you good. But
yeah.
But yeah, compared to like the Ultra and like the Super, the Ultras and the Super that she had in Street Fighter 4, the one in Street Fighter 5 actually looks really like much more better. Like far as like just looking explosive, because one Ultra that you saw with Rose more than any other was the one where she would summon the two orbs around her, and basically it would be two hits, like a projectile, but they hover around her. Almost like what you saw in the Chizuru trailer, like when she did her last move before SNK did that cut that I hate that they do. Like, take, like, the orbs that Chizuru had around her, but whittle the number down a bit. Because she had two orbs around her. Like, you could, like, anti-air people with it and combo into, like, the soul throw. But, like, that's the Ultra you saw the most. That was the most meta. The other one was called Illusion Spark, where you see the long, like, yellow golden scarf that Rose has, right?
Yeah.
So basically that Ultra would involve her throwing it out there. It would cover a lot of distance. In most cases, it could anti-air people if you were sharp enough with it. And, I mean, for what it's worth, it's an okay ultimate. But basically what happened is if you got hit with it, the scarf would wrap around the arm of the person that's being attacked. And then she would just basically channel power. And basically, like, they're basically getting short-circuited, but it's magic power. Like, it's magical power. It's soul power.
Alright.
And then like her super was basically a super version, like it's a super multi-hitting version of her projectile, like her basic projectile. So like so as you can probably imagine, all her like big moves don't really like pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were good. Don't get me wrong. Like far as like gameplay, they were pretty good. But far as like having something that pops, then she didn't really have it. But the 1 in 5. It's almost like a callback because she does like the soul throw. That's like where she leaps in the air and then grabs you and gives you a hug before throwing you to the ground. Not really. She just kind of like you know, some people like, you know, your best friend will walk up on you, put him or her hand around like your shoulder or whatever and be like, ah, buddy. Like that's what it looks like. Like she jumps up in the air and does that and throws you to the ground. Because like her Street Fighter 5 super has that, and then she throws like a huge projectile and it legit explodes.
Wow. All right. Uh oh.
Cool super.
Oh, okay.
Like that. See, you find that a lot more interesting than the. Like I said, I love like that character, and yeah, for the obvious reasons for y'all poke fun at me, like Rose is like, for one character that's actually not very like, she dressed like very modestly though. It's just not even so much the look, but it's like her attitude, like her I want to say attitude in a way, like just her personality.
Yeah. There's.
Can you still hear me?
What?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you were like cutting out for a little bit there.
I got a notification that OBS had disconnected me. My bad. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, like if you see like a little screw up there, that was on my side. Sorry. But yeah, like even though Rose is not exactly scantily clad as like other female fighting game characters, which is bad because we've been talking about Mai all day, and that's no shade at Mai. I am not saying what Shin said. I'm totally not. I am not going there. Good Lord, Shin. A stripper though. But anyways,
I mean.
but anyways, point is, you know, Rose just has like a very nice, classy, smooth, like type of personality. Like she's very gentle, like with the voice and all that, and just the way she carries herself. Like I find that it's attractive, you know. And then gameplay might not. Her forward gameplay, in most people's opinions, bored them to tears. Whether, especially if you were on the receiving end of it. Like,
you know,
hated fighting
she kind of Now you mention it,
Uh-oh.
kind of reminds me of Chizuru's personality, or kind of look.
Yeah, that's probably why. Those two are very similar. They're very mature. They're very like, you know, kind of level head. Like they're very calm, cool. They're very classy and all that. They have like that very, almost like, I don't want to say angelic because Rose is a fortune teller, and I think that's kind of a little bit far from being like a angel or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Rose looks great then, and Akira, that was one of you in the chat had mentioned it. It was either Suichi, I think it was Suichi or Jose was. I'm trying not to be mean, but I mean, hey, it's the God honest truth. Whichever one of them, I'm just gonna say it. One of them commented on the video where I reacted and, you know, broke down the whole Street Fighter V reveal.
Yeah.
Akira Kazama's trailer was a teaser. You
Yeah.
can see it in the title. That's a teaser.
Yeah.
But they pointed out how we got more for her than on average when it came to KOF 15 trailers. Now, me personally, a lot of people, what I think about is not so much every other trailer. Oh my God, I keep going back to it, but hey, look it up for yourself. Shune's trailer.
All right. It's just inescapable at this point.
This poor boy, man. I feel bad for him. Because a lot of people try to justify that trailer or try to defend it by saying it was a teaser. There is no way. I know everybody has different styles, but there is no way that is a teaser. Like when you put it next to like the Akira Kazama, like I know they have different styles, but with Suichi, because it was like when Suichi made that comment, I just legit just put my head down. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm glad that SNK improved the trailers after Shune. I'm so glad they did. I'm so glad. Because I could see so many people, so many more than usual, just dunking on them over that.
Yeah.
Because like I still give them credit. Like they have definitely improved, man. I'm not like hating on them at all, but it was like for the face of the current arc, Shun got dealt a bad hand. Everybody has looked better than him, even his sleepy best friend.
Yeah.
But, and the last thing for me, when it came to Akira's portion, the teaser, I did not expect Big Brother Daigo to make an appearance.
I didn't even know who Daigo was, to be honest.
That's her big brother. That the guy that you saw like at the end where Dan was taunting, and then this
big
well,
guy in
call him a
blue.
hulking monstrosity, but he's just a big. He's what they call a blue chipper. Like this blue chipper falls from the sky, turns his back to him, and freaking blows Dan.
Uh-oh. Hey! Okay, I'll be right back.
You're making fun of like how Dan was screaming at first. I forgot he had a dog over there.
Hold on 1 second. He's that stupid cat's probably come by again.
It's cool. That's cool.
1 second. Hey! Okay. Alright, come on.
I mean, hey, Suichi, hey, same thing that I said about the last time. I kind of poked a bit of fun at him. It's the truth. I mean, but hey, like I said, they improved it. SNK improved it. I'm glad they did. Because, I mean, when you have somebody as cool and as chilled out as Maximilian talking about something is making the game look bad.
No, listen, you can't stop with
That's
the
kind of a bad, but hey,
just
they
let
really
him
done it. They really done it.
Chill out. Just lay down
Freaking-
here. Calm down. Stop
I'm
barking
trying
and
to
stuff.
think.
Just chill
I
out.
almost want to debate whether or not I want to do like all the freaking
do that?
KOF 15 character trailers thus far from worst to best for a list video.
Stop bugging everyone outside. Just cause.
I might.
Whatever. Don't go back to that window.
Yeah, I know it's just a teaser. Akira by the
Okay, I'm
time
back.
summer kicks in, the time where PlayStation Store, PS3, PSP to be shut down by that time. Yeah, that is a kick to the gut right there. That is a kick to the gut. Like that could be some really painful timing, if you ask me.
What I missed?
No, like Jose pointed out how Akira basically will be released by the time summer kicks in, and then that's the time where the PSN stores on PS3, PSP, and the Vita will be shut down.
Who really played on the Vita? Nah, I'm just kidding.
I kind of wanted one when it came out, but I never got around to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I barely even play like mobile like phone games, to be honest. I barely play those.
I tried to get KOF All-Star on my phone, and then my phone was like, uh-oh, you have no room. And I'm like, well, okay. This didn't go to plan.
That's actually a pretty good one there. But before we get to that, I know you want to talk. I know you might want to talk about the Street Fighter V trailer because Suichi got a question that we can probably pull towards the end. He was like,
right.
you know, of all the character trailers thus far in KOF 15, which one is the best? Keep that in your head. We're gonna do that as we're closing everything up. But I know you want to talk about the Street Fighter V trailer, so go.
I don't really have too much to say. We basically covered most of it. But, I think Oro looks cool. I think
What we were talking about, yeah, that guy you saw, that was Daigo. That was Big Brother Daigo.
Yeah, Daigo. I don't really know anything about rival schools. The thing is, I wasn't from, I guess, I wouldn't say generation. Well, I wasn't from that generation of fighting games, or just in general. I think I've played Street Fighter EX Street Fighter before once, but that's
3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where Fighting EX Layer is now.
Yeah.
Fighting EX Layer is actually pretty good. I like Fighting EX Layer. Terry Bogard's in that too, and he does a whole bunch of damage. He's a high damaging character wherever he goes. He's a high damaging character in that, and from all the people I know that play Smash, I do not play Smash all that well, but I know so many people that do. They say Terry is a high damage character in Smash.
He is a crazy high damage character in Smash. It's just,
Terry's a grappler.
No.
I was just playing because grapplers stereotypically have big damage. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he just hits hard. I think the character I play that does the most damage is Shen because he has that move where he can charge his fist and he's just like, oh, half my health's gone. Oh, basically you can do a lot with him.
The thing about charge moves like that is like if you're gonna stand there and watch the person charge the mess up like you're in a very like cliched shonen anime, then that smorgasbord prepared for you is for you. You might as well eat it. You're gonna sit there and just watch him charge.
I mean, some people. I think the thing is with a lot of people, something you do. This is something just coming from my experience playing Smash Bros. With Marth, because I play Marth quite a bit. He's one of the characters I main. There's this move, which is his neutral B, which can break shields immediately if you fully charge it. Or not even if you have to. You don't even have to fully charge it. You just have to land it on their shield. It's called Shield Breaker or something like that. But people.
They told you. They told you.
But.
He told you.
But the thing is with it is people have chances to do anything else. What do? They hold shields because they freak out. And the thing is, sometimes when you play online against people, either who don't know what the character does or just aren't super experienced, or even those who are experienced, they'll just freak out or just sometimes panic because they're like, uh-oh, what? And then they'll get hit by it sometimes. It's not something that would ever happen 100% of the time, but it happens.
I chalked it up to like more of, lack of experience than anything then, because I mean, when you're unfamiliar with a certain something, I mean, it can throw you off. That's why sometimes when people talk about tier lists, then I'm like, don't count the least played characters out unless everybody knows about them. But it's like, there are certain moves you just don't sit there and you just watch them charge up. Then like you would not. It's Street Fighter 5. You would not just sit there and let our Mika continue just talking into the microphone, doing her V skill. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah. You don't usually let Goken charge his Hadoken thing. That rhymed unexpectedly.
Yeah.
But with Goken, you could just charge his Hadouken, and then it's like, oh, let's throw a fireball. Oh, it went through my fireball.
Them freaking Shotokan charged fireballs. Okay, we got 10 minutes left, so what, thus far, counting all of them, whose KOF 15 trailer do you think is the best?
In terms of quality, and not from a personal bias.
Put it all together, make it cumulative. Who has the best overall KOF 15 trailer? The best overall. Everything.
In my opinion, it would have to be, I think it would have to be Yuri.
Oh, Yuri. Okay. Why Yuri?
Well, for one, it was a big surprise. Two, it was also just a character we hadn't seen yet. Three, she had a slight change in design, which was nice. It wasn't something super heavy. She got her hair back on the back of her, like her ponytail. We got to see a new stage. And this is like, it's one of it's like, I don't know, it's like one of those characters that you really wouldn't expect you see in the first couple of trailers. Like, you'd expect to see him, but they just threw her in there. So it was both a surprise, and it's obviously well put together.
Anything else?
The whole Shokoken. Woo!
Okay there. Jose in the chat says, in my opinion, Terry Bogard has the best trailer. His was up there. His will be up there in my opinion. Like, the one thing that I mentioned about the Terry trailer, I think both of us might have mentioned this.
We might have.
It was good for them to finally, like, not just confirm a team, but now we actually have an idea of what matches in KOF 15 will look like, far as, like, you know, the flow of it. Because in a character trailer, usually it's just the main character getting all of, if not most of their moves in. That's basically all it is. We have never seen, I guess, what we could call a competitive match. So, I mean, I could see that. Because, I mean, I guess depending on the person, because I've seen people, one thing they critique when it comes to the way SNK has been going about revealing characters is the fact that the trailers have kind of become a little bit monotonous, maybe. And like I said, it hits different for, I guess, people like that, because everybody isn't doing what I'm doing in, you know, trying to predict the roster, and maybe they don't really care about so much as to who is on what team. Maybe they just want to see Shermie.
Wonder which one of us here wants to see Shermie.
They just want to see their, you know, yeah, me being, that's what I get. But basically what I was trying to say is they want to just see their character get revealed, and they don't care what team it is. Some people do, some people don't. I mean, hey, everybody intakes. I talked about it before with several different people. Everybody, you know, absorbs media differently, you know, so there's that. I mean, I think they did a decent job. I think them doing the whole, who's that SNK character? I mean, who's that KOF character? I think that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
If it only if, as long as they get somebody that is not obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, the hint with King, in my opinion, that was a good one, because I speculated and others speculated, a handful of people. Some people thought it was Mary, some people thought it was Whip, some people thought it might have been Classy Lizzie, as I call her. Elizabeth, let me stop.
A lot of people were thinking it was Ash, though.
Yeah, some people were saying Ash as well. So, like I said, that's a nice little added element there. Just as long as it's not somebody who's blatantly obvious. But I mean, at the same time, at least for somebody like me, there was a lot more writing on this whole thing with Mai's trailer as opposed to just, oh my goodness, it's a silhouette of Mai. But now, of course, the answer to the question that I've had on my mind since then got confirmed. No Women Fighters team confirmation just yet.
Yeah.
So, like I said, for all those reasons there, like, you know, the extra bit of flavor there and, like, giving people a feel for the matches, or somebody in that same video when I was talking about it with Terry, some people thought that might have been hinting at a spectator mode, like on online play, which could be a possibility. Which, yeah, by all means, make sure that's there because you don't want to be like Vanilla Marvel 3 and it's like you're just watching like the two freaking cards that represent like your profiles just because Angry Joe made fun of that and that was actually a really good point because there was no spectator mode in Vanilla Marvel 3. It came around in Ultimate Marvel 3. But for me, I still give the edge to Iori.
Huh.
I mean, it's a really tough decision, don't get me wrong, because, like I said, there are only a handful of... There's only one trailer that I think was not good, and we all know what that one is.
We all know
I'm
what
not going to say his name again. Enough of that. Now, there were some that I thought that were decent, but could be better. Yashiro's I thought was decent, but could be better. Unless that's, like, the entirety of his moveset. I'm not sure. But, like, Iori, I think, still gets it in my book. Now, Mai's, I think, is a close second. Like, Mai's, I think, is a really close second as far as, like, the best, you know, trailers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, let me see, what else? Chizuru had a great one. Kyo had a great one. Like I said, ever since then, there have been very few bad trailers, really. Like, there was only one there, and then, like I said, Yashiro's was decent, but I think it could have been better, but it wasn't a flop. But I still give, even with everything, with my... For me, Mai and Iori are like neck and neck, really. Because the thing that I liked about Mai's really, and it's the same thing with the Iori one, the music was really good. I liked the little, I know it's not exclusive to Sam Show, but it always makes me think of Sam Show. But when they had like the cherry blossoms falling before we saw Mai, I liked that little bit of touch of detail.
It did make me think of that first trailer.
There was a lot of Mai posing there. You said what?
It made me think of that first trailer with Hamaru for some. I think because wasn't he under a cherry tree? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think of. And I mean, they even used it when they brought him into Soul Calibur. But it's like, yeah, I can't pick like my final answer when it comes to who had the best trailer. Iori and Mai are neck and neck. They're neck and neck.
I'd say for me it's like Yuri and Terry who are neck and neck.
The only reason I might, like, there's a reason I could give the edge to Yuri, but on the other hand, it's like the nice little different touch when it came to Mai with the falling blossoms and everything. Like, I can't pick. It's a tie between Iori and Mai for me. That's how I got it.
All right,
we got 2 more minutes left. Time for I don't know if this is everybody's name, but everybody's favorite Shattering game. Guess what trailer is next?
I'd have to. I mean, do you want to go first or?
You know what? Since you were the champ, since you guessed it right since you guessed it right first last time, you get to pick. Then you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right, fine. That's cool. Part of me almost wants to reiterate my prediction from last week with Robert Garcia. Like, I'm just gonna keep guessing him until he pops up.
All right.
No, I'm not. I didn't say final answer with him.
Okay. All right.
You know
Gotcha.
what? Just because Suichi made fun of me there because I almost made fun of you know who and called me not SNK Chris, I'm gonna guess it. We're gonna see not SNK me this upcoming week.
All right.
Well, you know what? No. This is my final answer right here. Ryo Sakazaki. Ryo Sakazaki. They're gonna throw in, you know, this is gonna be the monkey wrench for like the whole thing with which way is like what team Yuri is gonna go to.
All
So
right.
it's gonna be Ryo Sakazaki. That's my final answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna look even dumber. I'm gonna look even dumber because the VOD of this is gonna be up because y'all can check back with it after you after it comes. If it happens to be one of the other two people that I initially said, but I switched it, I'm gonna. Don't be surprised if you don't. Don't be surprised when my reaction comes up and it's just me laughing in the beginning.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Ryo Sakazaki. Final answer. Ryo Sakazaki.
Okay.
Final answer. That's
I'll be right back real quick. I won't be too long. Give me a second here.
So you going? Say BR back. I guess he said BRB. Let me see what's going on in the chat. I'm still waiting for that signature KOF 15 theme, the one that was used on Shune as an actual album, like how KOF 15 Follow Me became an album. Yes. You know, like, I keep forgetting, and I don't like being all entrenched in the negativity and everything, but that is one of the most consistent things that was great about all of these trailers, and that is the music.
Okay,
All
I'm
the way
back. Sorry
across
about
the
that. My guess. What is my guess?
Yeah, speak up, son. We can barely hear you.
Alright, sorry. My guess, for who it's gonna be is K-Dash.
Ooh. Going with the big brat. The big Nest brat. The former Nest brat.
Former Nest
Okay.
brat.
So, that's what you got for myself and Siren. My final answer for the next trailer is going to be Ryo Sakazaki. Like I said, if either one of the people, because before this, just in case you're not watching, I had initially guessed not me, Chris at first. And who else did I guess after that? Whatever.
You said,
Was it Robert?
yeah, you said Robert.
Okay, but yeah, any one of the people that I guessed beforehand, if it happens to be them, feel free to make fun of me when the trailer comes out. You all got the VOD will be available. Y'all will know. All right. So, like I said, my final answer was Ryo Sakazaki. Siren has said K-Dash is going to be Wednesday's reveal. Looking into the chat, let's see what y'all got. Jose says Shermie. I really hope Jose is right. I really want Jose to be right. I want to be wrong. I want Jose to be right so we can see some busty suplexing, some diamond dusting, shining wizards, suplexes all over the place. Like, I can't wait to see like how Shermie looks in this game. I really want Jose to be right. And Suichi is actually on board with me. Suichi says Ryo Sakazaki.
Alright.
Alright. So there's that. Those of you who are watching the VOD, feel free to put your guesses in the comment section and we will see who it may be on KOF 15 Wednesdays.
Yeah.
You got any announcements, Siren?
If you haven't already, I guess check out the new Welcome to Siren Richardson 2021. This video I did with me and my friends. I don't think Chris was well, I know Chris wasn't able to make it, but we got all the
traffic.
Yeah, he got stuck in traffic. I think either this week, it's upcoming week, I might be doing a best of 2020. Usually, I think I might be doing like a compilation from my channel, best of 2020, and I think I might be trying this thing each Monday, potentially Monday night, called Mugen Mondays. I don't know how long it will last for, but we'll see.
Mugen Mondays.
So
Sounds like a tournament series.
it does. But yeah,
That's awesome.
you haven't checked it out already, check out the Mugen stream I did the day before yesterday.
Alrighty then. If that's all we got, five is my favorite number as far as single digit numbers. And seeing this is episode 5, just wanted to send shouts out, of course, and thanks to Siren here. And also shout outs to everybody that's watched along with us, then watched the pod. Everybody, because I know there's certain people that are friends with me that watch the podcast. Most of you that get involved here, like, it's just cool. Like, y'all make everything fun. So, and shout outs to the people in Siren's chat, mostly his cousin. That freaking voice, that voice impression segment was fun. That was fun.
It was relatively fun, yeah.
Should have him on as a co-host sometime. But that is it for episode 5 of the Shattering. Until next time, I guess maybe the next KO15 trailer. I will see y'all there. Also check out Siren. He reacts to those trailers as well.
Yeah.
He actually got his my video out on time as opposed to me.
Yeah.
Poking some fun at myself. It's alright. I'm not but yeah, that could be it then. I might pop up with some surprise videos here and there then, but aside from that, yeah. Thank you all again for your continued support, continued watching, listening along with us. This has been episode 5 of The Shattering. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Yeah, seriously, like